Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to walk you through adding a combo code to an existing department budget table. In order to do this, I'm going to go to the department budget table screen, which I've recently been to, so it's under my recently used, and it's also one of my favorites. If you don't have it favorited yet, you can get to it by going to Main Menu, Set up HCM, Product Related, Commitment Accounting, Budget Information, Department Budget Table. You'll notice that the set ID has been populated, which we use Cardiff, so that's automatically there. The only other thing we need to call up an existing department budget table is the position number. So 100-72315 is the one we're working with. And I'll hit search. Again, this returns 3 lines, one for each year that there was a department budget table in PeopleSoft for this position. We're going to click on the most recent, which is the 2015-16 school year. By now, you probably know that the only 3 tabs that we're concerned about are department budget earnings, department budget deductions, and department budget taxes. We're going to click on department budget earnings. You'll notice that there's one combination code here, and its distribution is 100%, which means that this position will be expensed 100% to this chart field, which is this combination code. If we want there to be other options on the timesheet to enter maybe extra hours or to direct these funds to go to a different combo code, what we'd want to do is add a line here. I'm going to do that by going over to the right hand side and hitting the plus sign. You'll notice when I click the plus sign that the effective date changed and is now defaulted to today's date. We're going to want to take that back to the beginning of this school year, which is 7/1/2015. This is a very common mistake that people make, is letting that default date stay there and saving it. If you leave the default date there, you will not be able to pay for, or you'll not be able to see the new combo codes that we're about to add as options on the timesheet prior to the defaulted date. So since we may be paying for hours from last month or the month before, we're definitely going to want to take this back to the beginning of the school year. Now when I hit tab out of this field, you'll notice that this effective sequence number will change. There, it changed to 2. That means there are 2 other things that have happened on this day, or 2 other updates that we've made with that same date, which is fine. Now we're going to go down to the earnings distribution area, and we're going to hit a plus sign here. Now, since we're entering a combo code for time entered on a timesheet, we're going to want to use the earnings code of TIM. This is referenced in the HR5 guide if you'd like to go through and take a look at the various setups for department budget table. So for time entered on the timesheet, I'm going to enter the code TIM and tab. The sequence number for all TIM codes will always be 20. Next, I'm going to click on Chart Field Details, which will take me to a search screen where I can select my combo code. Now, if I know the combo code, I can enter it up here and hit search, or if I know different parts of the budget string, I can enter them and hit search, and it'll bring up all the possible combinations based on what I'd entered. For today's purposes, I'm just going to pick a combo code from the list here. It may not be one that you find valid for this type of position, but it's just an example. So I'm going to select this combo code. You'll see that it breaks it down by chart field detail. When I'm sure that's the combo code I want, I'll click OK, and it'll return us to the Department Budget Earnings tab where it'll be displayed. At this point, if this is the only other combo code I want displayed on the timesheet, I would enter 100% distribution and hit tab. If it's not the only combo code that I want available on the timesheet, I would add another row. I would name that TIM. I would give it a sequence number of 20. I would go search for the combo code that I'm wanting on the timesheet. And rather than put in 100%, I need these two to equal 100%. So for any sequence number that you have that's a like sequence number, they must add up to 100%. So I can change this one to 1%, hit tab, and change this one to 99 and hit tab. If I wanted to make further changes to have more TIM codes available as options on the timesheet, I would follow the same steps, except that over here I would change these values so that they would add up to 100%. Now I'm going to go to the Department Budget Deductions tab and just verify that it's set up the way it should be with just the one line for suspense. And I'm going to review the Department Budget Taxes to make sure that it's set up accordingly as well. Once this is done, I can go back, review my changes, make sure everything's the way I want it to be. Once again, review the effective date, make sure I've got the right effective date in there, and click Save. You'll notice here on the right, it displayed the word saved in a little box for just a couple seconds, and now these combo codes will be available immediately on the timesheet for any employee that's in this position.